Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing some rocket science. I have gone ahead and made some rockets. Oh, just one rocket actually. This is my little prototype. It's got an anti-shake fin system that sort of wiggles around. It's got this little nozzle made of a 3D printed rubberized part. And it's got this secondary stage which can either go into a secondary rocket motor so that it could blast off with like a little exploding bolt and get more range. Or it could just be the payload. I'm not really sure yet, but this thing is supposed to slide on like this. It's definitely not perfect. I should probably actually just quickly get this glue out of the way because I don't want it to be difficult to slide the payload onto the rocket after it's done. It's got a little I've got a little aircraft grade aluminum alloy ring here, which is gonna hopefully hold the two segments of the rocket together. I must admit it's kind of a little dodgy sitting on there, but hopefully this will slide on. This is the payload piece and or the secondary stage, and then this is the main bit, and it's got a little nozzle here. It's very basic, but it should do hopefully. I've gone ahead and acquired all of the necessary ingredients. We're going to want to keep the temperature down too. Go ahead and put this in here. We're going to want to melt this sugar down. Oh, that's probably a little bit too much sugar. That's a lot of sugar actually. That's like a 50-50 recipe. It's a very dodgy setup, but it should do fine. I am now just realizing that I should have the electric match ready, so it doesn't just leak out. I am worried about it might just leak out. I might plug the bottom with something. I don't know what I can plug it with. Just a little bit more, and this is actually just to cool it down a bit. Do one scoop. Do this very slowly, just in case anything goes wrong. There we go. Don't ignite, don't ignite. Please don't ignite, please don't ignite. 3 teaspoons of oxidizer. Oxidizer. A water bath to just rapidly cool the sugar, because we don't want it to, you know, spontaneously combust. It's bad. Go ahead and add some rust booster. Actually, that's more than I probably should have added. That's a lot of rust booster. Go ahead and mix this around. And that's our secondary oxidizer. So we've got a primary oxidizer and a secondary oxidizer. The primary is potassium nitrate, and the secondary is iron oxide. Go ahead and add some more oxidizer. Hopefully it doesn't set before I manage to get it in the rocket, otherwise I'm going to have to make it into granules. It's like cement. I'm just now realizing how difficult this is going to be to pour quick before it sets, because we do not want this thing to be set. And we're trying to pour this in, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare to get it in. We've got like a little Goldilocks zone of perfect consistency time when the rocket mix is just plasticized enough to go in the rocket motor without it well, just going hard, and then it won't work. Fill the top as well, and then I'll use a stronger hull reinforcement later.
Got a mountain to climb, a new quota to fill, but something's different now. A quiet home somehow. Accidents happen.
Alright, I'm going to do a sample test burn to see what we can possibly expect from the rocket when I actually fire it. It might be a little low on oxidizer. I know I didn't quite get as much oxidizer in there as I probably should have. So we might be running this rocket a little bit fuel rich, but hopefully it'll be okay. It might just fizzle out and just turn into a smoke bomb if I haven't put enough oxidizer in. I know that it was probably well below 80%. I hope that the secondary oxidizer of iron oxide might sort of make it okay, but I'm not really sure. Right everyone, I skipped ahead a bit and I made a box and like a whole system and everything. I'll show you when it's done, but I'm going to just build it for now.
Accidents happen, but they happen less now to me. You poke the bear, honey, now you pay the fee. Yeah,
Right, here's the missile defense system so far. Basically the idea is there'll be something that will trigger the little switch inside, which is just a regular door latch. And when something triggers this little switch, this arm that's normally supposed to be attached to an access control door is going to swing up with just enough force to open the little blast door here. Then I have a sparkler igniter here, which will be triggered by an electric match. And then this thing will go, and then it'll go whee, and then whatever tried to threaten the castle will just go. So basically how you load this thing, you just take an M12-15 missile and you load it onto the stick here. You slide it down the rail, and when it's down here, you just open these little blast doors so you can get to it easier. And then you have to swivel the missile up and then down. And then the catchment mechanism will catch the missile, locking it in place so it doesn't just randomly swing out everywhere. Then we close the first blast door first, and then the second blast door second. You've got to pull this guy a little bit forward just so that he's nice and loose, because it's not perfect engineering. And now you've got a box you can bury under the ground. No one will even know it's there. And then all of a sudden you set off a pressure plate, and a spring mechanism just makes the ground open, and there's a secret hidden missile silo that just annihilates anything that's annoying you.
A quiet home somehow. Accidents happen, but they happen less now to me. You poke the bear, honey, now you pay the fee. Yeah, you poke the bear, rumble deep inside.
Right, there we go. It's the missile launcher module. Right, so here we have the final missile with a body of popsicle sticks and cardboards that we are now going to test to see what sort of a result we can probably expect from the fuel inside of the missile. Whoa, look at that go. That right there is how much gas is stored in just the remnants of the fuel cartridge. So just imagine how much potential energy is stored in that thing, because this thing right here, this was like, oh, it smells like sugar. It's actually kind of delicious. It's just sugar, rust, and potassium nitrate, so it's kind of harmless, but look at that smoke screen, my goodness. I should be making smoke flares instead of rockets. If I wanted smoke flares, though, I'd be putting wax in there. But it looks like it's consumed all of it. There is a little bit of leftover sugary substance, which tells me that I didn't quite put enough oxidizer in. But that's the flame test of the mixture. As you can see, I've blotted out the sun very briefly there. But only barely, it's a little bit of an exaggeration. Anyway, that's my little, that's the fuel test for basically what's in here. There's just a lot more of that inside there. So hopefully it will maybe work. Either that, or it will just turn into the world's biggest smoke flare and not actually do anything. Not really sure. It's not very well built. It's just sort of slapped together with garbage. I mean, this arm right here, this just used to be one of those security doors that, you know, it automatically swings the door closed. And then underneath there, I think I've got some random car part. And then you just conceal it within these little blast doors, which have special, my goodness, you have to wiggle them the right way in order to get it to close properly. Oh my goodness, I can smell sugar in the air. It's actually kind of delicious. It's like a sweet vape. Anyway, you seal that up in there. Then you've got a concealed missile you can bury in the ground, and no one will even know it's there, hopefully, or in the castle somewhere. Obviously, for safety measures, you can disarm the missile by simply popping a latch and removing the missile from the missile rod. You can then store this missile somewhere safe, like your bedroom next to all your flammable books, or maybe in the living room, because, I don't know, it could be a cool centerpiece, who knows. Anyway, this is my missile. Hope you like it.
Sunrise creeping on a sleepy town.